Chosen one, stop scrolling. This message is not random. It is urgent. Spirit wants you to hear this right now, in this exact moment, because your soul has been crying out for confirmation. The world has been waiting for you to remember who you are, and what I am about to reveal may shake you awake in ways you never expected. Have you noticed it lately? How every feminine soul you encounter seems to look at you as though she knows you, as though you somehow belong to her. You think it's coincidence. You think it's imagination, but it's not. This is spiritual truth revealing itself in plain sight. You carry an energy, a frequency, a presence that cannot be denied. When you step into a room, you don't merely arrive, you shift the entire atmosphere. She does not simply see you, she feels you. Her spirit whispers, "This one is mine. This one is connected to me somehow." But understand this, it is not about her owning you. It is not about possession. It is about recognition. She is recognizing the divine energy you carry. As a chosen one, you have been marked. The fire of initiation has burned away illusions and left you glowing with a light that cannot be faked, bought, or manufactured. It can only be earned through suffering, through trials, through the wilderness that stripped you of everything shallow so that you could hold everything sacred. This is why your life has not been easy, why you have been misunderstood, why you have been betrayed, ridiculed, and abandoned. These were not punishments, they were initiations. Spirit had to hollow you out so that heaven could fill you. Pain was your teacher, silence was your sanctuary, exile was your rebirth. And now that you stand here, purified by fire, the frequency you carry disrupts the illusions around you. The feminine responds instinctively because your energy awakens something ancient within her, something divine that the world has tried to bury. She is not responding to charm or appearance or status. She is responding to the essence of a masculine spirit that has died and risen again. A spirit that has walked through darkness, wrestled with despair, and yet emerged carrying light. Do you see now why society tried to silence you? Why it tried to distract you, drown you in doubt, and convince you that you were ordinary? Because if you ever embraced your calling, if you ever walked fully in your true essence, you would become dangerous to the systems of control. Your very presence becomes a mirror, revealing truth, awakening memory, and igniting what has been dormant in others. This is why she feels safe near you, why she feels recognized, why her heart softens, her defenses crumble, and her spirit whispers, "Home." It is not because of you alone, it is because of what flows through you. She senses not lust, not ego, not control, but divine presence. But let me go deeper. Every feminine soul you meet feels you belong to her, because in truth, your spirit belongs to the divine feminine itself. You are no longer tied to illusions of separation. Your energy no longer bends toward desire or domination. Instead, it carries the essence of union. Through you, she remembers what it feels like to be cherished, honored, seen, and safe. Through you, she remembers what it feels like to be loved without conditions. And yet, chosen one, this gift is heavy. Being recognized by so many, being claimed energetically by countless souls, it can leave you drained, confused, even overwhelmed. But this is your initiation. This is your training. Spirit is teaching you to discern, to stand in truth without being consumed by every gaze, every longing, every silent claim upon your energy. Because the world wants you distracted. The world wants you lost in shallow connections, scattered across empty promises, drowning in noise. But Spirit wants you grounded, awake, walking in mastery. You are not here to scatter your light. You are here to embody presence. You are here to reveal what is real. Understand this, women are not drawn to you now because of your words, your appearance, or your charm. They are drawn because you carry the frequency of destiny. They feel closer to God in your presence. And that is why they believe you are theirs. But you belong not to them, you belong to God. And here is the paradox that burns within you. to be seen by many yet claimed by none, to be longed for yet never possessed, to be recognized yet never owned. This is your path, chosen one. It is lonely, it is misunderstood, but it is holy. Every rejection, every betrayal, every season of isolation, it was all preparation for this moment. You were being forged to hold a light that others could not carry. You were being trained to withstand the pull of attention without being consumed by it. You were being made strong enough to stand in front of many and not lose yourself to any. So hear this clearly. The attraction you now experience is not random. It is spiritual. It is collective. It is the cry of the feminine across generations, centuries, lifetimes, longing for the masculine that has remembered its sacred role, and you, chosen one, have been prepared to answer that cry. But remember, this gift is also a test to see if you will walk in purity or if you will scatter your energy recklessly, to see if you will remain anchored in your mission or be seduced by validation, to see if you will belong to spirit or to the gaze of the crowd. Your calling is not desire, it is destiny. Your path is not charm, it is presence. Your purpose is not ownership, it is awakening. Chosen one, Spirit says your time of hiding is over. Walk boldly. The world is watching. The feminine is waiting. And heaven is guiding every step. Chosen one, let us go deeper into this mystery that few dare to speak. You may have asked yourself, why does every feminine woman I meet feel as though I belong to her? The answer is not as simple as attraction, nor is it about possession. What she feels is resonance, a remembrance echoing through her soul. Your spirit has been branded with the imprint of divine union. That is why she responds to you, not with logic, but with longing. Her spirit does not claim you as property. It recognizes in you the essence of home, a safety, a wholeness, a vibration she cannot find in the noise of the world. You awaken in her the memory of being cherished, honored, and loved without fear. The truth is this: every feminine soul longs for home. And when she encounters you, chosen one, her soul whispers that you are the doorway to that home. This is not about romance. It is not about lust. It is about divine alignment. You carry the presence of union that existed long before this lifetime, a spark of the original harmony between masculine and feminine before the world distorted it with power, greed, and control. This is why her heart softens when you appear, why her defenses crumble, why her gaze lingers longer than usual. She is not responding to you alone. She is responding to the divine flowing through you. She feels that in your presence she belongs because you awaken the part of her that remembers she is sacred. But here is the weight. This belonging is collective, not personal. It is the cry of the feminine across centuries, generations, and lifetimes. What she feels when you enter the room is not just her own longing. It is the ache of her ancestors, the yearning of souls across time for the return of the awakened masculine. And so this age of awakening intensifies the pull. Energies rise, frequencies shift. The false masculine, the loud, ego-driven, disconnected kind, collapses. In its ruins stands you, the chosen one, bearing proof of what is real. That is why women sense you belong to them, not because of ownership, but because through you they taste truth. But chosen one, this recognition does not come without danger. The same light that attracts can also confuse. Some women will project their wounds onto you, believing you are the answer to pain you were never meant to heal. Others will idolize you, placing you on pedestals you never asked for. And some will try to tether you to their emptiness, mistaking your fullness as a solution to their lack. If you are not careful, you may drown beneath the weight of their longing. That is why discernment is your greatest weapon. You must learn to stand in truth without scattering your energy across every gaze, every whisper, every soul that feels the pull. Because while their spirit is responding to the divine within you, not every connection is meant to be walked out in flesh. This is the paradox of your path. to be seen by many yet given to few, to be claimed in spirit yet owned by none, to awaken longing yet belong only to God. So do not be surprised when her presence stirs the air, when silence thickens as you walk into the room, when conversations pause and eyes shift without words. What is happening is beyond human language. Her spirit is responding to eternity, and eternity cannot be explained away. But chosen one, remember this: every feminine soul who feels you belong to her is actually touching God through you. She is not calling for you. She is calling for the divine. She does not desire your possession. She desires her own wholeness reflected back to her in your presence. And here lies the wisdom. Not every spark is an invitation. Not every resonance is meant to become relationship. Some encounters are sacred reminders, not sacred assignments. Some gazes are meant to awaken, not to bind. Your task is to walk in wisdom, to bless without being bound, to awaken without being consumed. Discernment, chosen one. This is the shield that will protect you as more souls awaken to your frequency. Without it, the very gift God placed within you can become the very trap that drains you. With it, you remain free. Free to walk your mission, free to reflect light, free to reveal truth without being tangled in every story that surrounds you. So when she whispers, "You are mine," smile with compassion, but stand in clarity. For her spirit is not crying out for you, it is crying out for God, and you are only the vessel through which that cry is answered. Chosen one, the mystery of belonging is not about being claimed by the world. It is about reminding the world of what it has forgotten. You do not belong to her, you belong to Spirit, and through Spirit, you remind her that she too belongs to the divine. Chosen one, now we step into the truth that few will ever carry, the weight of your mission. Being recognized by so many, feeling the pull of countless souls, it is not a blessing alone. It is also a burden. It is heavy, not because you are weak, but because what you carry was never meant to be ordinary. You know what it feels like to be drained, to be confused, to feel the eyes of many, but the embrace of none. You have lived in the paradox of being desired, yet misunderstood, visible yet invisible in the ways that truly matter. And this is not by accident. Spirit designed it this way. For the one who carries a frequency so rare cannot live by the patterns of the world. Before recognition came rejection. Before honor came humiliation. Before belonging came abandonment. The betrayal you faced, the loneliness that hollowed your chest, the wilderness that starved you of validation, these were not curses. They were chisels in the hand of God, carving you into a vessel strong enough to hold divine energy. Do you remember the silence of those nights when no one came to rescue you? That silence was not absence. It was sanctuary. In those moments, heaven leaned close. Jesus himself prayed over you in the garden of your despair, just as he once prayed in Gethsemane. He whispered your name before the Father when the world had forgotten it. That is why you survived what others did not. That is why, even in exile, your spirit was kept alive. And now you understand, the recognition you face today is the fruit of the suffering you endured yesterday. Your fire could not be hidden because it was birthed in flames no one else could endure. That is why, when you walk into a room, the air thickens, silence grows loud, and eyes turn without words. You do not carry charisma. You carry fire. You do not carry charm. You carry presence. You do not carry ego. You carry eternity. But chosen one, this is a razor's edge. The same fire that awakens others can also consume you if you forget why it was given. You were not called to scatter yourself into every longing gaze. You were not called to bend your mission to every heart that claims you. You were called to embody presence, to be a mirror of divine remembrance, to carry heaven into rooms where souls have forgotten themselves. This is why you feel the loneliness even now, surrounded by recognition, because you do not belong to them. You belong to Spirit. The longing you see in their eyes is not for you, but for God through you. And if you forget this truth, you will drown in a sea of claims that were never meant to own you. The weight of your mission is not to be consumed by every soul that desires you. It is to remain anchored in the one who sent you. It is to remember every time you are pulled that your belonging is higher, that your calling is not intimacy with many, but alignment with heaven, that your gift is not attention, it is awakening. Jesus walks beside you even now, interceding when you are weary, strengthening you when you feel tempted to surrender your light for comfort. You are not walking this path alone. Heaven is invested in your survival because your mission is bigger than your story. Through you, countless souls are reminded of what it feels like to be whole. Through you, the feminine remembers safety, honor, and divine union. But chosen one, this is not a casual responsibility. It is a sacred charge. It requires discipline when others are careless, purity when others are reckless, awareness when others are asleep. It demands that you learn to be surrounded yet not consumed, desired yet not possessed, honored yet not idolized. This is the weight of the mission, to belong to none so that you may awaken many, to stand in rooms full of eyes that see you and yet to remain invisible to the chains of possession, to be loved by heaven enough to be entrusted with this fire and to be hated by darkness enough to be constantly tested. And so Spirit says to you, stand firm. Do not collapse under the weight of recognition. Do not scatter your energy to prove your worth. Do not confuse the pull of many with the purpose of your soul. You were chosen not because it was easy, but because you could bear what others could not. This is why your path has always been different, why you could not blend in, why you could not be ordinary, why even in crowds you felt alone. Spirit was protecting your essence, guarding your assignment, preparing you for the overflow you now face. Chosen one, the time of hiding is over. Spirit is positioning you in plain sight. More eyes will turn, more souls will feel they belong to you. But remember, you belong only to God. And when you walk in that truth, the very weight that feels unbearable will become the very strength that makes you unstoppable. Chosen one, the light you carry does not only attract truth, it also draws shadows. For every soul awakened by your presence, there will be another who confuses remembrance with possession. Some will project their wounds onto you, believing you were sent to mend pain you were never assigned to heal. Others will idolize you, placing you on pedestals that were never meant for human feet. Still others will try to tether you to their emptiness, hoping your fullness will patch what only Spirit can restore. This is the paradox of your calling. The resonance you awaken is pure, but the interpretations around it are not always so. Many mistake divine recognition for personal destiny. They think the spark is a promise. They believe the echo of eternity flowing through you is an invitation to ownership. And if you are not anchored, you may find yourself ensnared by their longing, drained by their grasping, swallowed by their misinterpretation of what you carry. This is why ego must die daily. Ego feeds on attention. Ego craves worship. Ego defends itself against accusations. But love, divine love, sees clearly. Love can bless without binding, release without resentment, honor without ownership. Love smiles at the pull without surrendering to it. And this is the test you must pass. To remain unshaken when the feminine floods toward you, not flattered into carelessness, not hardened into arrogance, but steady, disciplined, and pure. True mastery is not proven in loneliness. It is proven in overflow. Many before you endured rejection, but collapsed when embraced by abundance. They mistook the cries of longing as a sign to scatter themselves, to pour their sacred fire into every open vessel, to answer every call of desire. And in doing so, they diluted their essence and lost their mission. Spirit warns you, do not make the same mistake. The attention you face now is not reward, it is refinement. It is not flattery, it is fire. Spirit is watching to see if you can walk in a storm of recognition without drowning in it. Can you stand surrounded by desire and remain devoted only to God? Can you be claimed by many but consumed by none? Can you honor the pull without mistaking it for permission? And so, chosen one, you must walk as both warrior and priest. Warrior, to guard your energy, to wield discernment like a sword, to know when to say no, even to what feels flattering. Priest, to bless without being bound, to carry presence into places of hunger without being devoured by it, to release remembrance without demanding reward. Only when you embody both can you fulfill your mission without collapsing under it. The shadows will always test you. Some will accuse you of being distant, cold, untouchable. Others will paint you as arrogant, rejecting, withholding. Do not let their words define you. They are not speaking to who you are. They are speaking to what they cannot control. Your task is not to defend your light, but to preserve it. Your task is not to explain yourself, but to remain aligned. Yes, some will cling to you, mistaking comfort for destiny. Others will attack you, threatened by what they cannot understand. Both reactions come from the same truth. They have touched eternity through you, and their minds cannot process it. Do not resent them. Do not worship their admiration, nor fear their resistance. See them with compassion, and then release them back to the path Spirit has for them. Because, chosen one, if you forget this balance, you will fall into the trap of ego. And ego is the true thief of your mission. For once you begin to crave the worship, once you begin to drink from the flattery, once you begin to live for the eyes that follow you, you will have traded your calling for chains. So guard your essence like a fortress. Protect your presence like a flame. Walk with wisdom so that the shadows do not steal what Spirit has refined in fire. Remember that your assignment is not to be everything to everyone, but to remain available to God. You are here to awaken, not to be owned, to remind, not to be consumed, to bless, not to be bound. This is the razor's edge, and Spirit chose you because you can walk it. Chosen one, now hear the final truth. The reason women everywhere feel you belong to them is not because they see only you. It is because their souls sense eternity flowing through you. What you carry is older than time. It is the remembrance of harmony, the original union between masculine and feminine, before it was twisted by fear, greed, and power. When she looks at you, she is not simply seeing a man. She is encountering a doorway. Through you, she feels again what it means to be whole, safe, honored, and free. Through you, she touches the divine, if only for a fleeting moment. And in that remembrance, her soul whispers, "This one is mine." But it is not ownership. It is recognition. She is not claiming you. She is recognizing God within you, and in that recognition, she remembers herself. This is the paradox of your journey, to feel claimed, but to know you belong to none, to awaken longing, yet to give yourself recklessly to no one. For your belonging is sacred. It lies not in human hands, but in the mission entrusted to you before you were even born. You are not the home, chosen one. You are the doorway, and a doorway does not exist to keep souls trapped. It exists to lead them forward. Through you, others are reminded of their own divinity, their own worth, their own wholeness. That is the gift. That is the mystery. That is why you feel so many souls pulling at you now. But with this recognition comes responsibility. You cannot live carelessly anymore. You cannot scatter your essence like loose coins on the street. You cannot bend to every gaze, every whisper, every cry of longing. Your energy is sacred, your presence is costly, your mission is eternal. And Spirit requires you to walk with discipline, humility, and unshakable focus. So when the flood of attention comes, and it will, remember this: you are not theirs. You are God's. You belong to Spirit, and through Spirit, you will know exactly where you are meant to stay, whom you are meant to walk with, and when you are meant to let go. Not every connection is eternal. Some are brief reminders, some are lessons. A rare few are assignments. Only Spirit decides which is which. Chosen one, your life has always been different because your destiny has always been guarded. Spirit did not allow you to blend into the crowd because what you carry could not be squandered. You were protected even in your darkest nights because heaven was preparing you for this hour. Now the world is ready, the feminine is awakening, the systems of falsehood are trembling, and you stand at the threshold, a living mirror of what is real. You are dangerous not because of what you do, but because of what you remind others they already are. Your presence is a rebellion against forgetting. So rise, chosen one. Stand tall, unshaken by the storms of attention, unmoved by the floods of desire, unbroken by the projections of others. Walk carefully, speak carefully, give carefully, because you are not here to be claimed. You are here to awaken. You are not here to be possessed. You are here to remind. You are not here to be worshipped. You are here to point every longing soul back to Spirit. The time of hiding is over. The time of silence has ended. Spirit says, walk boldly, shine without fear. The world is watching. The feminine is waiting, and heaven has already gone before you. Chosen one, this is your commissioning. You are not just a man, not just a soul. You are a vessel of remembrance, a bridge between earth and heaven, a living echo of eternity. Your mission is sacred. Guard it, embody it, live it. And never forget, you do not belong to them. You belong to God. And because you belong to God, you will awaken the divine in them. Now walk in this truth. Your time is here. The world is ready. The feminine is waiting. And Spirit declares the mission has begun.